Hey folks, it's me Chris, and I wanted to take a few seconds of your time to talk about this awesome new opportunity that we've been presented with for all of our lovely listeners. We can now offer you all a 1-month free trial from audible.com, allowing you full access to a vast library of audiobooks to choose from. As I mentioned earlier, the trial is completely free, and all you have to do is visit audibletrial.com/GHS and follow the instructions to sign up for a free membership today. We hope you guys enjoy Audible just as much as we do, and thanks for your time. But yeah, okay, cool. I guess, yeah, that'll wrap up Talk Nerdy to Me. We'll go ahead and jump into our nerd news. As always, guys, great stuff we have for you. We have actually some TV news and some gaming news, movie news. We have all sorts of stuff this week. Dude, did you have any from gaming news? Was there anyone in particular you wanted to take? Like, do you want to do the...
I'll take the second one.
Second one? All right, cool. All right, well, I'll take the first one then. Fairly pretty big news, I would say. I mean, it's definitely pretty controversial, I guess, depending on who you talk to. But so the company Oculus has announced, has actually opened up pre-orders on the Oculus Rift VR headset, and have announced the shipping date, or the release date, whatever you want to call it, for the headset, and has also announced the price and what comes with the device. So it's all pretty important stuff. So first of all, the Oculus Rift will be priced at $599 US. Does that not sound familiar?
Damn, 500 in the UK, by the way.
Fuck. Okay. Damn. Yeah, but here in the US, just like with Sony, $599 US. And it's going to be
Ridge Racer comes with this.
I so wish this came with Ridge Racer. But it's going to be shipping to 20 countries starting on March 28th. So March 28th is going to be the shipping date, I guess, so people receive it around that time. And then also it says here that, this is another little add-on, it will also be available in limited locations at select retailers starting in April. So you can actually go to the store and buy it in certain places in April. So what's in the box? What's the box? So there's a lot of stuff it comes with. So it comes with, the Oculus Rift includes the headset, the VR headset with built-in headphones and a microphone. It comes with the sensor that's needed for the headset, and it also comes with an Xbox One controller, which, as some of you listening may remember, last year at E3, that was a big deal that Microsoft and Oculus Rift had made a partnership, and that Xbox One controllers were going to be included with all the Oculus Rifts. And then also the game is going to... also the headset is going to come with a copy of Lucky's Tale. And it's not in this press release, but it's also coming with another game called Eve Valkyrie is going to be included as well for the pre-orders. It's going to include access to it. And then also the Oculus Rift will include the Oculus Remote, which is like this small remote control that's I think has like a sensor bar on it and allows you to view all sorts of content. So yeah, pretty crazy. A lot of stuff. Companies have already announced support for Oculus. I know Rock Band VR is coming out by Harmonix. There's a game called Edge of Nowhere by Insomniac.
Yep.
Minecraft is coming, and they promise more than 100 titles to be available by the end of 2016. So yeah, and then there's also information on the PC, what recommendations that you would need to have it. They're going to be releasing Oculus Ready PCs, so you could know what it's going to be. So pretty big announcement they made. I don't know, dude. We talked a little bit about this off podcast. I'm not, part of me is not too shocked about the price, though it is shocking to always see something priced at that, because you think, like, who the fuck can afford that? But at the same time, it kind of makes sense, I guess, looking at all the stuff it comes with and what it's going to be. Me personally, and Ad and I have discussed this in the past. I think VR is a cool thing. I think anytime you try to explore new ways to like interact with things and stuff like that is awesome. Just me personally, I'm not. I don't have $600 lying around to, you know what I mean, like to spend on this. And I definitely don't have a PC that would be. I mean, I have a Mac, an iMac, so I definitely don't have the requirements for it. So I'm not really interested. I would love to see reviews and see what people think, though. It's just not for me, not at the moment, anyway.
What I find interesting is that the pre-orders that went on the website, they've sold out within the first couple of minutes, but it doesn't tell you how many pre-orders were sold. Uh,
Ah,
Numbers really aren't exact. I don't even say anything about numbers.
interesting.
Um, but yeah, it's a high-end spec for a product, but again, it's the first product of its kind in gaming space
Right.
terms to be on the market. So it's obviously going to be high up there because it's going to have no competition. I expect because it's running on PC, it's going to have a lot of expensive, like, they're probably invested more into it, more than probably what PlayStation VR will be.
Yeah.
Um 'Cause
Oh,
I think
you
Sony,
think VR is gonna be cheaper?
yeah, it'll have to be.
I mean, I
Uh,
wouldn't be surprised if
uh,
they do make it cheaper as a way
it can't be more expensive than the console.
exactly, yeah, because I think they want
Because,
people to think like, oh man, it's cheaper than the Oculus Rift and it's cheaper than a PlayStation 4. Like, I agree, dude. I think it could be cheaper.
well, the other thing as well is that the PlayStation VR is being specifically designed with PlayStation software and hardware in mind, so it doesn't have to go over the top due for PCs and stuff.
That's true.
And it's being rendered to like it not have like the super powerful specs that it needs to have because it needs to run them or whatever else. So PlayStation VR will be a different kind of story in itself. Probably a lot of people who bought it, they probably can afford it, and that's good for them.
Right.
Um, I'm still skeptical about.
It's Christian Bale. Well, good for you. Like that whole meme thing.
Yeah. I'm still skeptical about the release of the game. I wouldn't buy it straight off the bat. I'd rather wait a couple of months and see what happens.
Yeah.
With like kind of a games lineup and stuff like that. You don't want it to be like an Ouya or it's not obviously not going to be an Ouya, but you just don't want it to fall flat.
I don't know,
I can
dude.
expect.
Dat Lucky's tale.
Look at that. Expecting a couple of months, or even in a year, they'll announce some kind of like Facebook integration in it.
Yeah.
So when you're not playing games, you can be force-fed adverts on Facebook.
Or you could look at your friends in really creepy,
Yeah.
like as close as you want to with VR.
And you just walk into a wall because of that. Um, no,
Yeah.
no, I'm interested by it. It was more funny that the fact that they put the pre-orders live yesterday, and then
Yeah.
they didn't reveal a price point, and people were buying it like one, just like zombies. It's like, really, it's gonna be expensive as fuck. And then it is expensive as fuck. I can't really like say anything more about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's so I'd be curious, how like you said, like how it sells and what people's initial reactions are, cuz this has been in development for a while now. So to see it, it's kind of interesting to see it finally come to like, into like itself or whatever. I think the box is cool. I'll give it that. It's a cool box.
Well, there you go. There's the verdict, guys. Get the box.
The box is cool. Can I buy
Go on
just the
eBay.
box? Yeah, just
Well,
the
you can go on
box.
eBay and buy that box if you want.
Yeah, I'll pay $20. That's as far as I'll go. 20. That's a decent price for a box. I gotta tell you. Um, but yeah, I guess on that note, that'll wrap up our Oculus Rift talk. Dude, why don't you take away this next or our last gaming piece?
I will do indeed. So I'll read the original story and then I'll read the update for you afterwards. So, next Assassin's Creed will launch in 2017, according to a report from Kotaku, whose sources allege that the next game is set in Egypt, leaving 2016 without a mainline Assassin's Creed release. The decision to delay the game, codenamed Empire, was apparently made following the launch of Assassin's Creed Unity. No surprises there, if it is true. Based on other acquired information, Kotaku speculates that Watch Dogs 2, set in San Francisco and launching this year, will occupy the usual Assassin's Creed release spot. 2016 is still full of various Assassin's Creed related things, including the upcoming film and 2 side-scrolling action games. I think they just announced Assassin's Creed India as well, Chronicles India or something.
Yeah.
Just recently, I think they released a trailer for it. But an update for that, Ubisoft released an official statement for it, stating, and I quote, We can't comment on rumor or speculation. We're always happy when players are excited about our games, past, present, and future. In the meantime, we hope that the latest images from the Assassin's Creed movie set will keep fans of the franchise happy and eager to find out more. End quote. That is bad PR because that is literally someone did not read what they just sent in an email asking for a clarification. That is really bad PR, but that's a different story.
I love how they're like, we hope images will keep you happy. Like, as if fans are just going to be like, come, children, let's warm around the fire and look at these Assassin's Creed movie images.
At least you can't patch images. Well,
Yeah.
actually, you can Photoshop them. But
Yeah, there you go. Wait a minute, is that not color corrected? They'll fix it later, don't worry.
get on there, engineers. Ubisoft engineers. Patch 1.01 will be released tomorrow.
Oh, thank God, the new image. Yeah, I would love if this turned out to be true, man. Like, on so many levels. Number one, we've talked. I did enjoy actually Syndicate last year, but that still doesn't change my point of view. That I think that I really just don't think games in general should be yearly releases. It kind of like takes away the excitement of playing a new game.
I would argue not in the case of Call of Duty. I've warmed up to Call of Duty more because of the development cycle it has. Because there's a free studio development cycle supporting it, so each game has 3 years, if minimum, to make a shooter title.
But I think just generally, it's like it's kind of like how the Marvel movies are being made. How there's different teams doing it, but they're starting to get tiresome because there's so many of them coming out every year.
True.
So it's giving it breathing room, I think, always helps a franchise and stuff. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I also say that it depends on the genre and the game and the appeal of it. It's kind of like once you've had it's like having it's like once having 2 courses and then like that, someone offers you dessert and you just can't say no to it.
Yeah,
so it's just like extra thing. That's what it kind of is with like yearly releases, like with Call of Duty, because people want them.
Right.
See, this is the thing though. I was thinking about this. This is also bad news in a sense because it'll take down a lot of the Assassin's Creed hype that people have, mainly in the fact that it will kind of like, what I mean by that is like it won't be as prolific as it is if it comes back in 2 years. Maybe it reattracts some people from the who have moved away from the franchise, but you kind of like alienating an audience who do want it yearly releases. Because as I said, it goes back to that story where people will buy this every year. Sales might dwindle a little bit on it depending on what's surrounding it, obviously, because this holiday season was pretty busy. But it's not saying that Assassin's Creed has like absolutely completely been shit over the last few years. Its sales do still hold up quite well.
Yeah, I think from a sales point of view, yeah, I would agree with you that there's a potential that skipping this year might prove, maybe it's just like an impulse buy for some people at this point. Like every year there's a new Assassin's Creed. So it might be a bummer for some people. I know in our off podcast we were talking to some people about it, and it was like a mixed bag. It was interesting. It was a mixed bag. Some people were happy that it's being delayed. Some people were like, it's kind of a bummer. I look forward to them every year. I think development-wise, the next game has to be better development-wise, because getting that extra year of being able to regroup. Like, remember what we thought Unity should have done, what they should have done after Unity, and they chose not to. And the irony was Syndicate was actually quite good for what it was, not even having a year off. And now they are taking a year. Well, supposedly they're going to take a year off, and Syndicate actually was quite good. So I don't know. It's really weird. I look forward to seeing how this plays out, especially that there's a rumor that this game that's codenamed Empire, I read on another rumor that it's going to be very Witcher 3 like, where it's like an open world and you get to go around and do missions and stuff. And I'm like, that sounds fucking great. I loved Witcher 3. So if they could, somehow adapt that to the franchise and make it successful, that sounds great. But yeah, dude, I mean, at this point it's a rumor. I would be okay with them taking a year off, though. I totally would.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. It does sound something true because I feel like Watch Dogs 2 is probably in the in the period to be ready for release, in the sense that they'll probably announce it at E3 and drop it in the October-November kind of space.
Right, where Assassin's Creed would usually be, yeah.
Yeah, I think they want to keep away from Assassin's Creed for the mix. Probably realise what the kind of feedback has been and everything else about it.
Yeah.
Get the film out, get the hype, because even what I was kind of thinking about more is that there's going to be a reboot of the entire franchise.
Yeah,
because
that was another rumor.
because depending on like the success of the film and the wider scale appeal of what Assassin's Creed might become, they might actually like, just reboot the entire series and kind of like re-engage a new audience.
Yeah,
Because it
like
is like about it could be around about 10, 15 titles in, including spin-offs and stuff. So they're probably just like, you know what, pull the plug, redo it, get a new kind of like set of characters, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean?
which is kind of sad because it would have rebooted and the series wouldn't even have reached like 10 years old yet. Because next year it'll be 10 years old. So
Yeah,
that'd
well,
be
that's
a
true.
bummer. Like, damn, that's a hell of a reboot. You know, I mean, who knows? They didn't they reboot Prince of Persia and then they went back to the old series, so they could do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, exactly.
But all right, cool. That's it for our gaming stuff. I guess we'll move on to our entertainment section. We have a movie news, and we also have a some TV news as well. Dude, do you mind if I take this movie news?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, sweet. So, and by the way, I'm so sorry, guys. I know we've been mentioning this so often, but it's news, damn it, and everyone's reporting about it, and we want to talk about it. But there's been more Force Awakens, money news. How much money this fucking movie is making. So officially, The Force Awakens has passed Avatar to become the biggest film ever domestically. So, to give you an idea, on Tuesday, The Force Awakens added $8 million domestically and $13 million internationally for a total of $21 million for the day. The film has now earned, in North America only, $758.2 million and internationally overseas $799.1 million, giving a grand total of $1.557 billion, which is insane. A billion and a half dollars. That's crazy. So, yeah, it officially has passed with that number of 700 and 58. It says here domestically, Star Wars: The Force Awakens is already the number one movie of 2015 to date, and the second movie of all time, and will pass Avatar, which has $760.5 million today, to claim the number one spot. Internationally, Force Awakens is already the number 5 movie of 2015 to date. And what is it globally? It's number 2 of 2015 to date, and already number 4 movie of all time. So, pretty crazy news that it's like about to pass Avatar now and become domestically. You know, it still has a while to go to pass it internationally, because I know internationally, I think Avatar made like $2 billion. It was insane how much that movie made. So, they still have. I mean, they only need like only half a billion more. No, I mean, they need like about $500 million more, and they'll pass it. But that's huge, man. This is ginormous. I don't think they've opened in China yet. Yeah, it's opening January 9th in China.
Well,
That is crazy.
yeah, there's another fucking shit ton they can add onto the actual domestic,
That
on the actual overall.
watch next week. We're gonna come back with more fucking Force Awakens news because it's gonna
Probably.
open this Saturday.
I'm just not surprised. It's going to keep increasing. I'd probably say that in the next 2 weeks we'll see more Star Wars ads go up
Yeah,
on TV and stuff, to kind of remind people and kind of get the sales back up as much as they possibly can.
do you?
They made. You go.
No, sorry. I was gonna say, dude, do you think that it's gonna beat Avatar internationally at this point with
Well, I
500
hope so.
million away?
I hope so, because Avatar's a pile of fucking shit.
Oh my god. I mean, we'll see. I don't know, man.
I'm
I mean,
surprised
damn.
Avatar made that much. It so baffles me that's the highest grossing film of all time.
I take
Avatar.
it. You didn't like Avatar. I take it.
Oh, I was fucking not too impressed.
It was okay. I mean,
Average at best.
it's definitely
T2, Terminator 2, since then Cameron has just been like on a downward spiral. Don't care about Titanic. Titanic's overrated as well. I'm going to call that out.
Well, Titanic. I mean, that was like the smartest thing ever. That was basically a romance movie, and they put it inside of a historic. That was the smartest thing. Cameron's
What should have
done.
happened was that the thingy, that the Terminator came back in time and hit the iceberg. the ship stays on course. He's just standing there on top like a ice, like like an ice circle. Gets something like Sarah Connor, and she's just sitting there on the boat. Her great grandmother.
And then
and,
what is
and,
it?
and the and the ice puddle is just slowly drifting the opposite direction. And it's sinking because he's a machine standing on top of it.
John Connor's like, "Why'd you sing the Titanic?" And Terminator's like, "Because you told me to." That's it. Like in the fucking movie where he's like, "Why'd you shoot him? Why'd you hold me?" "Because you told me to." That's how he says it. I always thought it was so great. I love Arnold and I love Terminator.
Yeah, it's
Um,
great.
but yeah, I would. You know what? That's a Titanic sequel. Wouldn't that be great if they did a Titanic 2 Still Sinking? That's the name of the movie.
Still
And
sinking.
yeah, like a shitty fucking sequel. And it's that the Terminator goes back in time and tries to prevent the Titanic from sinking. But then what we just described happens, and and it's like old Arnold. They don't even try to make him look young. They're just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, no, but on a more serious note, I'm. I'd like to say yes, but I'm kind of like maybe the Star Wars thing will wear down. But then
yeah,
I can't. Then I can't account for a lot of people who haven't gone and seen it because they didn't want to go into the rush period.
yeah.
Um, I will say yes now, being pessimistic. Normally I'm not, but I'll be pessimistic in this. Not pessimistic,
Mm.
optimistic. Sorry, optimistic. God, my mind is like three different places. I will be optimistic.
He'll be
For this kind of
optimistic
thing.
prime,
Yeah, optimistic prime.
like Optimus. Um,
Told me to do it.
uh,
Yeah, I think it will. I think it's still got a lot of revenue still to make. It's just money bags, isn't it, for this now? Star Wars, like they're just gonna absolutely fucking start the cash cow, regardless of what it
yeah.
is. It's gonna be very interesting to see what Star Wars' projection the next 5 years is, just in terms of like the movies and the kind of like the theme parks and stuff like that. Because I think they
Oh
are probably looking
yeah.
into that now. Like, just make one and fucking knock somewhere over like Detroit and just like build a theme park there.
I mean, it's pretty amazing, dude. That they spent what was it? They spent like four. I think it was $4 billion in the acquisition of Lucasfilm, the company. And this movie has. I mean, I know they spent more money since then, but in terms of the acquisition, this movie's already paid for like almost half of it already. It's like it's $500 million away from doing that. I mean, that just blows my mind how much money this movie has made in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know if it'll do it. I think it definitely has a fighting chance at overtaking Avatar, internationally, definitely. But yeah, no, we'll have to see what happens. China is the biggest one because it's like you said I think it was like last show actually or two shows ago. You said that that was the movie that made Terminator Genesis actually make a profit. That movie
Yeah,
was doing terrible domestically, and that everyone loves T2. I mean, I think I even heard somewhere that James Cameron is re-releasing T2 this year for the 25th anniversary, and that it's going to be in 3D, and that China is the first place it's going to open in because it's so fucking big over there.
you'll see Hideo Kojima in Japan getting his ticket ready. It's fucking hard on for James Cameron comes
He
back.
he
Like, ooh,
does.
look at that tracking shot. Oh, look at those low angle shots. Yeah, he's getting really happy.
In 3D, no less. Um, but yeah, so I'll be very curious to see how that is. But
Yeah,
I guess that'll be it for the movie part. We have one more piece of news, TV news actually. Yeah, dude, do you wanna take this one away?
I
Close
will
us
take
out.
this one.
Yeah.
So during a keynote by Netflix co-founder and chief executive Reed Hastings at CES 2016, it was officially announced that the streaming service has gone global, now available in more than 130 new countries around the world. He said, and I quote, "Today you are witnessing the birth of a new global internet TV network. With this launch, consumers around the world, from Singapore to St. Petersburg, from San Francisco to Sao Paulo, will be able to enjoy TV shows and movies simultaneously. No more waiting. With the help of the internet, we are putting power in the consumer's hands to watch whenever, wherever, and on whatever device."
He's like Shakira.
Um,
Whenever,
yeah.
wherever. Like he was really into Shakira and just like wrote his speech. I'll be there and you'll be near. That song was about Netflix and no one knew that. It's awesome. Sorry.
So for 1 month, For one monthly price, members around the world will be able to enjoy Netflix original series, including Marvel's Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Narcos, Sense8, Grace and Frankie, and Marco Polo, as well as a catalogue of licensed TV shows and movies. In 2016, the company plans to release 31 new and returning original series, two dozen of original feature films and documentaries, a wide range of stand-up comedy specials, and 30 original kids series, available at the same time to members everywhere. While largely available in English in most new countries, Netflix today added Arabic, Korean, simplified, and traditional Chinese to the 17 languages it already supports.
Damn, that's impressive.
Indeed, Hastings also added, and I quote, "From today onwards, we will listen and we will learn, gradually adding more languages, more content, and more ways for people to engage with Netflix. We're looking forward to bringing great stories from all over the world to people all over the world." End quote. That's about it.
Yeah, that's well, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, one more thing.
sure.
It won't be available in China yet because they're clinging on to being communists, as they are,
Oh,
as they believe they are, but they're obviously not. But well,
oh, the company continues to explore options for providing. Okay, yeah. So then, all right. Well, so fuck. That sucks for China. I mean, at least they have Terminator, but
they need to put a hammer and a sickle around the logo, and China will accept it. Yes, yes, they've embraced it. And like, no, they haven't.
I think it's I think that's great, man. I think it's awesome that that's so cool that more people can see Netflix. I didn't even I honestly didn't know how limited Netflix was until I saw this article. But yeah, that's cool. I think it's awesome news. I think Netflix is one of those things, man, where the other day I went to my dad's house and he had his Apple TV, which houses that's his Netflix for the house. It was upstairs instead of downstairs. And for a second, I felt like such a not a millennial. I don't want to say that, but I felt so I realized I don't really watch TV. I just watch Netflix because I was like, man, fuck, he doesn't have Netflix down here. This is boring, because the option of choice, that's I think it's such a great thing to have.
Yeah. See, the interesting thing about Netflix, though, getting a little bit philosophical before, because I was in my kind of I was just wandering in space, kind of looking into the abyss and kind of just thinking about it. Netflix really isn't TV though, because it's watched online predominantly. I'd probably say it's watched online predominantly,
right,
on other devices. So it's not really projected necessarily on a TV screen.
Yeah, I mean it's weird.
Do you get what I mean? It's not necessarily
Yeah.
a TV show in the traditional sense, but I mean maybe the traditional sense is becoming old and dated now. Now it's just the evolution of what it is. Maybe one day it'll be called internet TV.
I guess it's that
maybe a bit more catchier than internet TV, but
yeah, I think it's because of the original series. It's being viewed now more as a TV thing. Because before, yeah, you're right. Before they had Netflix original programming, you were just like, oh, it's just another option to watch stuff. Like, look, you could stream movies and you could, But I think that's why it's starting to be viewed now as TV show.
Yeah, because I was kind of thinking about it, but I was just like when people say, "Oh yeah, I watch TV," I'm like, I wouldn't say I really watch TV too much because I do watch a lot of those shows, but I'm not watching. I'd probably say I'd be maybe a new age of TV I'm watching. Yeah. So I'm not watching a traditional thing where I'm watching loads of ads and consuming shit on my TV thing. Like TVs downstairs people don't even watch them. Well, my parents do, but they're third gen. They're old generation.
They're old,
Yeah. But it's one of those things we kind of consume more on laptops or on consoles and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting to think about it more than that. But kind of the idea, the entire story back to the actual main thing. I'm not surprised that Netflix has gone even more global. It'll keep expanding. It's bigger than most TV networks now. It's getting supported by loads of original premiere TV shows. I mean, I've watched 3 of those: Jessica Jones, Daredevil. I even watched Narcos as well, which I'll tell you about in a couple of weeks' time. That was a very interesting show for me to watch. But I mean, this year, House of Cards comes back. Does Daredevil come back?
Yeah, I think the rumor is Daredevil is actually in March in 2 months.
Daredevil's coming back. There's also there's 15 original premiere shows that come into it. It's just one of those services where people enjoy it because it's not. I think people don't even necessarily have to binge on it because they're like, oh my god, 13 episodes, I'm gonna watch them in a day, and they don't really do that. They just watch maybe 2, and then kind of pace themselves at their own kind of discretion. But I mean, overall, it's very, very good news, though. Very good news for Netflix. I love their model. I think they got a great model for promoting TV shows,
Yeah.
selling TV shows. Just kind of like how the fact that I can get 13 episodes at once. I could watch 4 in one day. I could watch 0 on the other day. And I could watch 6 in the other day. It's just one of those things where I'm like, really cool service. Really cheap as well, effective. It's
Yeah.
one of the investment services where I'd say it's worth your money. Not like
Oh,
Spotify.
definitely.
I don't think Spotify's pointless. Like, it's really pointless. And I just think, like, compared to that, I'd put the money into Netflix and give them the, what they deserve for, like, providing a really good service. Because even then, their UI and stuff like that, just navigating stuff, it's just so much simpler. It's just got a sleek kind of, like, design. It could be a bit more, it could be modified a little bit and made to be
Yeah.
a little bit more user-friendly, but still a very, very good service. And with this kind of plan, I expect a lot more from them as well, changing. Maybe they even go to original movies. I wouldn't be surprised if that's probably one of their biggest steps. Like,
Yeah. Well, they did the Adam Sandler thing.
Yeah, okay, maybe in a couple of years, maybe in 10 years' time.
Maybe a little bit better quality. Like,
Yeah, yeah, let's.
that's a bad example. I was so excited too. No, Adam, the Adam Sandler one. Yeah, yeah. We'll get back in a few years.
That South Park episode of Osmo. This is pitching Adam Sandler movies. The Osmo has made 1,200 movie ideas. 850 feature Adam Sandler. So it's like,